And God bless you. Are now rocking with the best, your man, Ro Parrish. And as my OG loves to say, be brief, brother. Road teams in game one in NBA playoffs. Experience versus inexperience. The other night, the Pacers, they tricked it off. They had an opportunity to steal game one on the floor of the Boston Celtics, up by 5 points with 8 seconds left. And they figured out a way to lose. Therese Halliburton said he's going to be better. You got to be better. Pacers coming off that Game 7 win in Madison Square Garden was the perfect opportunity to steal a win on the road. And we know the C's, they trick off games at homes in the playoffs all the time. They're essentially a 500 team at home in the postseason over the last couple of years. Indy, you missed a golden opportunity like those swingman jerseys that you're wearing every game in the playoffs. The Pacers might get a win at home, but I don't see this series going past 5 or 6 games. And as you saw in my picks the other day, I did pick Boston Celtics to win this series. Now, road teams, how they look good. The Mavericks, they showed you how it's done in the game one in the Western Conference Finals. Shots out to Killa Kyrie. He heard his name called out while he was minding his own business, watching game 7 of the Nuggets and Wolves. Like, I just love this more mature, seasoned version of Kyrie. He's playing his role to perfection on this squad. Now, we know that the Mavericks have some young guys on the roster. They might have been a little bit nervous, which is accepted and expected when, you're playing in the Western Conference Finals for the first time. Kyrie was like, yo, I got this. 24 in the first half. Yo, Ant-Man, you want it? You got it. You got cooked. Now, I love Ant-Man and his honesty. He's going to be one of the faces of the NBA. Love his bravado. I love that he says what's on his mind. I love that he's a two-way player. He's a flat-out dog. But young fella, you might have wanted to kept that a little bit closer to the vest. Calling out Kyrie, not a good move for game one. I still got the Mavs winning this series, as I said in the previous video. Now, shouts out to Luka and Kyrie. Amazing. They're combining in this postseason 50 points per game, 14 points per game. That's crazy, just that backcourt there. Shouts out Stan Van Gundy, said this might be or arguably the greatest offensive backcourt in NBA history. Arguably. We didn't say definitively. Shouts out to Zeke and Joe D. Shouts out to the Splash Brothers, But, yeah, they right up there. And, by the way, highest all-time points per game in the conference finals. Luka, the Don, 32 points per game. MJ, 31 points per game. Those two at the top. Crazy. Dak Prescott. I'm not really the Dallas Cowboy guy. I give them props when they need it, when they deserve it, when they earn it. But Dak, OTAs, says, I don't play for money. Dak, stop with the cap. Stop with the cap, bro. Stop with the cap. You wouldn't be out here playing for free, bro. I mean, that sounds like somebody that's made a tremendous amount of dividends, scratch, Skrilla, bread, cheese. Come on, Dak. Stop with the cap, bro. Got a lot of love for you, but stop with the cap. By the way, shouts out to the Metroplex. That's what they call DFW. On fire, except for the Cowboys. Mavericks conference finals, Dallas Stars conference finals. We know what the Texas Rangers just did. And it's been over 10,000 days since the Dallas Cowboys were in the conference finals or the championship game. 28 years, fam. All right. In Apple Music, ranking the top 100 albums of all time, The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill got the #1 spot. Now, listen, it's not #1 all time. Let me just not bury the lead there. Now, maybe for women, it's #1 in the 35 to 60 age bracket. They love it. And this album is it's the reason why Miss Hill can consistently sell out shows and still show up late every time. Yes, Miss Hill, you are saving souls while we're complaining about your lateness. Yes, we heard you on Nas's track Nobody a couple of years ago. We heard you on that record. But back to Apple Music. Thank you for succeeding in creating this idiotic clickbait for people to start talking. You succeeded. But you didn't succeed when it came to actually ranking the best album of all time. I mean, come on. Nobody in their life has ever said this is the best album of all time. You know, you get Thriller, that's in the conversation. You can even say Nas's Illmatic. I mean, there's a ton of classics you can go down the list. But while The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill is an awesome album, the greatest of all time, nah. Again, maybe for women 35 to 60, because they love it. They swear by that album, and that's great. That's great. But nah. Apple Music, please next time just rank the albums alphabetically. That's all I ask. And with that said, like my OG says, be brief, brother. You know it is with me. Love, respect, and salute.